Today we're going to be talking about rehabbing knives. Everybody has problems with knives with different aspects and points of them. So let's just take a look at what we have going on all the different knives. On these two knives, we have two different things going on. On this knife here, we have the big corner that just is a big chunk of steel that we need to relieve and get rid of. The hook is definitely in check, but the back of the knife definitely got out of check there. On this knife here, everything's still looking decent, but the hook definitely is running forward, so we're going to want to take off the hook material on this knife. So what we're going to be trying to achieve is getting your knife to end up looking just like the knife when you first originally purchased it. So we're going to start with a 10-inch wheel. 10-inch wheels pretty much standardized with everybody's expander wheels on their trucks. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the excess step material and just get it out of the way. Your wheel should be spinning pretty quick, so you're going to want to quench your blade every time you work on it, so you're not getting it too hot. I'm hanging it off the outside of the belt, keeping the blade out of the way. If you get this part too hot, that's okay, because it's not on the blade. If you do get the blue color on your blade, then you're softening it. But like I said, we're just trying to get that excess material out of the way. And just like that, you're down to a nice looking blade again. Great. Sometimes what happens is you get into that midway point where your hook starts becoming longer than your blade, and this is starting to get a little too shallow with too much material here. So what we're going to do on this knife, we're going to try and put the radius back in it, putting the hook back into check, and getting rid of the extra material. This way is going to be a little more difficult, so you're really going to have to watch your steel. Make sure you quench it often so you don't have any blue coming up on your blade, ruining your heat treat. What we're going to do on this one is we're going to have the belt running, and we're going to come and we're going to apply pressure evenly on the blade, taking the hook off along with this while not getting it too hot, without getting it way too hot. If you do have a grinder in your shop that is a variable speed, slow this way down. If you're doing this on your truck and you only have one speed, make sure you quench often. Now we have that material gone, hook is back in check. We could come a little bit more and get into here. To make it we're almost there. We haven't quite got it yet. We have a little high spot right here. What we're trying to achieve is a nice symmetrical flow. We're just going to touch this up just a little bit more before it balances out like this top knife. Alright, so we hit what we wanted to achieve, having a nice flow in our bellies. We might want to take off just a little bit of the hook here and just round it, just so it's not in our way. What we're going to do, just come and roll it, ever so slightly. Now that we have our shape back to where we want it, the problem we have now is we're thick in areas. We want this radius to stay smooth here, so what we're going to do is we're going to take steel off the backside, bringing it to our cutting edge here. The steel was removed off the backside, not creeping too high up onto the spine, but keeping it more down here. We have a little more piece right there, and then our hook to attend to, and then we'll be able to go to our buffer and sharpen. Now we've hit the back of our blade to blend it to our cutting edge on this side. The rest of it could be done with our buffer, with our aggressive rouge on the inside, and cleaning up that back side from our grind. And we'll have a sharp, brand new looking knife again. When I sharpen my knives, I run my wheels opposite. I don't like to sharpen down here because I can't see what's going on my cutting edge. So I sharpen off the top with my wheels rotating away from me. What we're going to do is we're going to work the inside of the blade down to the outside where we ground off. This gray rouge is super coarse. It will shoot a few sparks. So I'm just going to touch up the inside of the blade and the outside of the blade with the gray. Then we're going to polish everything with a pink nose scratch. You can see the rouge starting to come up and lap over. That's what we're wanting to see. That way we know this side of the blade is starting to meet the back side. Now we're going to address the back side of the blade, get our grind marks out, and have everything meet as one. On the back side of the blade, I like to use a felt wheel. The felt wheel is flat, stays flat, and allows me to keep the back side of the blade flat. This is also the gray rouge that's very aggressive. You can see the rouge starting to come around on the blade. That's when I know the two edges are meeting. Our grind marks are out. Now we're going to go to a pink, no scratch for final sharpening. Okay, so we have used the gray for the inside. We've used the gray on the felt for the back side. Now we're ready to go to the pink, get our final polish and sharpening. Now over to the back side. This is pink rouge on a felt wheel as well. Coming down onto the hook. Now let's see if it's sharp. No, that's not sharp. Now we're going to do the back side with the no scratch pink rouge. All the way down to the hook. And we'll see if it's sharp. So wrapping this up, I hope this works for you. Remember, sewn buffs for the inside of your blade, felt wheels for the back side of your blade works best for me. Please let me know how this works for you. Good luck with it.